smart speaker. Get that feeling. Hot Wok. Amazing tasty Asian cuisine. Hit News Briefing.
Hello, Matt Layton with you. A Sydney man has been shot dead by police at the scene of an alleged domestic violence incident. Officers say they were threatened by the man, who was armed with a knife, this morning in Yagoona. A taser was deployed before an officer discharged their firearm. New plans to overhaul Victorian bail laws have been revealed by the Andrews government. Low-level offenders seeking bail will not have to prove they don't pose a risk to the community. The previous change has disproportionately impacted Indigenous Victorians and women. A 21-year-old man faces a Queensland court this week charged with manslaughter and grievous bodily harm. He's accused of hitting a dirt bike with his ute, killing a rider and injuring a passenger in Waterford West. The Federal Treasury is again hitting out at opposition attacks on the government's super tax measures. The doubling of the tax rate for super accounts with more than $3 million kicks in from mid-2025. Jim Chalmers says the reform is needed to help with budget repair.
So this is a modest change, and it is a simple choice. And the choice is this, to do as we are proposing, to make tax concessions a little bit generous for people with tens of millions of dollars in their super, or to do what the Coalition did when they were last in office, which was to chase and demonise the most vulnerable people with robo-debt.
The Coalition promises to repeal the measures should it win the next federal election. And more than 50,000 people, including the Prime Minister, have marched the Sydney Harbour Bridge on World Pride's final weekend.
Together with Beyond Blue, Australia Post is delivering the goods by connecting millions of households with mental health information. It's another way Australia Post is delivering for Australia.
Canberra's Jordan Rapiner and Cronulla's Wade Graham have been charged by the Match Review Committee. The players face 4-week suspensions, with Rapiner cited for a shoulder charge and Graham for a reckless high tackle. The bans can be downgraded to 3 weeks with early guilty pleas. Game 2 of the NBL Grand Final Series between the Sydney Kings and New Zealand Breakers gets underway this afternoon. And former Test paceman Trent Copeland has announced his retirement from cricket. The 36-year-old finishes as New South Wales' most prolific Sheffield taking his century. Skies for the rest of your Sunday in Mackay and the Whitsundays. We're dropping to 22 tonight. A possible shout tomorrow and 30 degrees. More of the same on Tuesday and Wednesday. Don't forget, the Listener app is the home of your local news. Join out to listen live or on demand.